Do you want to be a great leader? Most of us do. Most of us desire to be a great leader. And yet, here's what is so interesting. So many of the people that I've gotten to coach over the last decade, oftentimes they feel like they should just be natural leaders, right? They come to me and they go, I'm a surgeon, or I'm at this, or I'm great at sales, right? Because I'm great at this part of it, I should just naturally be a great leader. The truth of the matter is you got great at this skill. Maybe you spent 8 years getting great at becoming a dentist or this skill. Yet most people weren't taught great leadership skills, right? They're great at their job, not great at leadership. So here's one of the conversations that is radically going to help you and level up your leadership ability. So here's what it is. It's a conversation that is present, there's 3 parts: present, judgment-free, with discernment. Now, if you have a piece of paper, write those 3 down, all right? And by the way, if you want to jump in later today, we're going to have an entire call in the Fuel Mastermind around this. So here's the 3 elements. The first 3 elements are present, judgment-free, right, with discernment. So present means it's tough to be present for a conversation. I get that, right? How many of us have a bazillion things going on, our phone dinging, right? We've got to be 1,000 places. We got a huge to-do list. If you want to become a great leader and have intense, meaningful conversations, you've got to be present. Present means that you are 100% there. Present means you're open to the conversation not being exactly how you thought it was going to be. Present means you're open to their opinion and not having an exact outcome that you are attached to. Here's the second thing: judgment-free. This one is hard. It's tough to be judgment-free in any conversation, right? As the leader, you got agendas, you got things you're after, right? We think we know what's best oftentimes. Judgment-free means that you acknowledge people are doing the best they can. Judgment-free means you do your best to come into that conversation without negative interpretations. Here's one of the biggest cancers I see to businesses and teams. One of the biggest cancers is when in relationships in general. When people begin to have negative interpretations, meaning you see everything that other person does as having bad intentions. So they forget to bring you coffee and you go, see, right? You don't go, maybe they're just forgetful. You go, see, they're trying to be a jerk again. They don't say something in a way that you thought they were going to say. You go, oh, see, they're doing it again. Negative interpretations will be a cancer to a relationship or a business, right? Merger, partnership, whatever it is. To be judgment-free, here's one of the hardest parts. So the first thing is to be present. That's hard enough. Second one is judgment-free. And here's one of the reasons why it's hard to be judgment-free. Because we are never experiencing something for the first time. Here's what I mean by that. When I come into a situation, even if it's my first time in that situation, what I'm bringing with me is every experience I've ever had into my life, right up to that point. So let's say I'm going door knocking for sales, and it's the first time I've knocked on a door to maybe sell a product, yet what I'm bringing with me is all my life experiences. Maybe as a kid, I heard my dad get real ticked off when salespeople would knock on the door or call and interrupt dinner. I'm bringing all those experiences into this moment. So the first thing as a leader to recognize is you are not bias free. You come into something with a lot of projections, a lot of biases. You only see things based on your experiences, and our mind is preoccupied with the past, so we bring those past experiences into this. Nothing is necessarily neutral, right? For me, at a young age, I was bit by a big old white sheepdog, right? This huge dog, but I got a big old scar here. So nowadays, I can be walking down the street, and if I hear a dog run up on a fence and bark at me, my immediate reaction, my whole body freaks out. I can feel my body tense right up, right? Immediately, right? Something that happened 25, 30 years ago, yet my body still remembers that. I hear a dog bark and run up on me, and all of a sudden, that 8-year-old kid inside of me freaks out. Now, that's an extreme example, yet say you're in a meeting and somebody rolls their eyes. To some people, another person rolling their eyes means nothing. It's playful, it's fun, it's almost a joke. Yet to other people, they go, man, I remember growing up, this person always rolled their eyes at me, and it was so upsetting, it was so damaging as a kid, right? Them not taking me seriously, whatever. It's different. So leaders acknowledge that they don't always see things 100% as they are. They acknowledge that they're going to have a tough conversation. They've got to show up to that conversation, do their very best to show up 100% present and judgment-free. Now, here's the key to this. None of this works really, really well if you don't have part 3. Part 3 is discernment. So you got present, judgment-free with discernment. Discernment means just because I can be accepting without agreeing. I can accept that someone's doing the best they can, and yet I don't have to necessarily bring that into my life, right? Discernment means if someone, let's say that I have someone that anytime I tell them my goals, they make fun of it, or they tell everybody else, or they poke holes in that goal and go, well, it's not going to work. Here's the 48 reasons. I don't necessarily need to judge that person, yet I can have discernment to not share my goals with that person anymore. Let's say there's someone that every time you tell them something, they have a tendency to let it slip to 20 other people. I don't have to judge that person, yet I can have discernment to not share things with them that I don't want shared with 20, 30 other people. Here's a great example of this. And by the way, we're going to go deep into this on fuel today. So if you want to have access to that fuel mastermind call, send me a message right now and I will absolutely get you a free hookup so you can get in there. Here's a great example. Imagine that there is someone that just swings their arm all the time. Right? They swing their arm all the time, right? And they're in their business. You hire them and you realize, man, this is an arm swinger. This is a little weird, right? You go, I got to sit down and have a conversation with the arm swinger. People are getting hit by the arm. It's weird, right? Like a lot of things happening. This person can't do their job. They're swinging their arm all the time. I may be able to sit down with them and go, I'm present in this conversation. Joe, I'm 100% here. I'm excited to talk to you and figure out what's going on with the arm swinging. I don't need to make him wrong for being an arm swinger. I might not be an arm swinger. He might be an arm swinger. I don't necessarily need to make him wrong. He might be doing the best he can. Maybe for him, that's the best thing he's ever done, right? Is an arm swinging. Yet, I can have discernment. If every time I meet with him, right, I get hit by his arm, if every time he's working at one of our locations, he starts hitting people with the arm, right, I don't necessarily need to hang out with the arm swinger. Yet, I don't always have to make him wrong. That might be the best decision for him. It just may not work that we're going to be able to work together. He's going to be able to stay at this job, but I can be present, judgment-free with discernment. Most people think that if they are judgment-free, it means they have to be all accepting. That's ridiculous. It just means I don't necessarily need to make them wrong in order for me to have a different opinion. Most people never get to this level of maturity. They don't understand that I don't need to make this person wrong in order for me to maintain where I'm at. And by the way, I acknowledge I'm not always right and I'm open to seeing things different. I may meet with the arm swinger and go, dear God, greatest thing ever, right? I wish I was an arm swinger. Probably going to meet with the arm swinger and go, that's super weird. I don't want to get hit by the arm all the time. Some of you all are in relationships or you've let people stay in your companies and they're arm swingers. You don't need to make them wrong, yet you can have the discernment to not hang out with the arm swinger, to not tell the person that always shares your secrets, to not tell someone that always just judges and gives you a hard time for your goals. You don't have to share your goals with them. So as a leader, my challenge for you is next time you go into a tough conversation, next time you go into an appointment, ask yourself, am I being present? Can I be present in this conversation? Meaning I'm not thinking about 1,000 other things. I don't have to be 1,000 other places. I'm 100% right here with this person. Am I showing up judgment-free? Am I showing up open to an alternative outcome? Am I showing up in a way that I can accept their viewpoint without having to make it wrong or having to take it on as my own? And then am I allowing myself to have a high level of discernment? I don't need to make everybody else wrong. And I can use discernment to choose who I spend time with, who I don't spend time with, who I bring to my business, who I don't bring into my business, who I coach, who I don't coach. So leaders, if you want to go deeper into this, send me a message. I will absolutely get you into the fuel call today where we're going to go through projections. We're going to go through how we interpret objections in our business and how we can work through those as salespeople and as leaders. Talk about projections, objections, and then how to really thrive through rejections. Powerful, powerful stuff. One of the things leaders realize is they never stop working on their mental resilience. They never stop getting better and better at how they view the world and how they handle themselves. They understand most of the game is up here. Most of our pain is in our interpretation. Most of our pain is not knowing how to handle tough conversations, how to handle tough situations. Let me end with this. Someone said, a man's success can be measured by the amount of tough conversations they're willing to have. Like you could easily say a person's success can be measured by how many tough conversations they're willing to have. understanding present judgment-free with discernment is a powerful tool to put in your leadership tool bag to help you get better and better and better at tough conversations. All right, my friends, be your own hero, be present, lean in. Talk to you soon.